The old Hollywood scandals were more intricate and sinister than the ones we witness today. This is truly intriguing. During that era, film studios and powerful figures had more frightening freedom to commit crimes and conceal the truth due to the prevalence of misconduct in society. These scandals not only involved male actors but also ensnared many female stars in love triangles, extramarital affairs, and mysterious curses. All of this transpired between the 1920s and 1960s, a period of prosperity and complexity for the film industry. However, don't assume that everything was always perfect during this time. Watch the video until the end to uncover the most significant scandals that Hollywood tried to cover up. Number 9. The making of the 1961 Western film, The Misfits, was a grueling experience for all involved. However, what happened to the three lead actors later gave this film the reputation of being cursed. At the time, Marilyn Monroe was not doing well in her personal life, and she and Montgomery Clift were dealing with substance abuse issues. Clark Gable also passed away just days after filming was completed. Marilyn Monroe passed away the following year, and Clift went on to do 3 more films, including one that was released posthumously at the age of 45. Despite these tragic events, many modern critics consider The Misfits to be the best work of these 3 actors. Number 8. Lana Turner had a penchant for dangerous men in 1958. She was dating a notorious gangster named Johnny Stompanato, and unsurprisingly, their relationship got off to a rocky start. Later, Stompanato was found dead from a knife wound in Turner's home, and Turner's 14-year-old daughter was arrested for murder. Turner's daughter claimed that she acted in self-defense to protect her mother from Stompanato's attacks. Turner also testified in court, describing what had happened on that fateful evening. The jury agreed that the defendant's actions were justifiable due to the necessity of self-defense. However, there were claims that Turner killed her husband and concocted a story to blame her daughter. Number 7. In 1935, Clark Gable, a renowned figure in the film industry, found himself in a difficult situation. At that time, he was still married to Maria Langham, a pre-existing marriage. However, his enchanting affair with a young woman led to unforeseen consequences. They had a daughter named Judy. This created a complicated situation as Gable and Maria Langham were still married. In an effort to keep the young woman's pregnancy a secret, they made a nefarious decision together. The young woman left California immediately upon discovering her pregnancy, before the signs became apparent. She gave birth to their daughter and then decided to put her up for adoption. This kept the truth about Judy's origins hidden, maintaining the secret from the girl. After Lewis got engaged to Tinny at the age of 23, he told her that everyone knew Gable was her biological father. Tinny was shocked. After Gable's death, at the age of 31, Lewis finally confronted her mother about the mystery behind her origin. Her mother admitted, "Yes, you are Gable's child," leaving Lewis feeling nauseated but acknowledging that she and Gable were her biological parents. Judy, who passed away in 2011, lived 31 years without knowing the true source of her origins. Clark Gable never publicly acknowledged Judy as his daughter, and this secret persisted for decades, making it one of the dark stories of Hollywood. Number 6. Judy Garland was just a teenager when she signed a contract with MGM, but she immediately faced tremendous pressure to maintain a slender figure and was subjected to constant abuse from producers and set personnel, with emotionally damaging taunts that compared her to a pig. At the age of 18, she was subjected to a strict diet that included coffee, cigarettes, and diet pills supplied by Louis B. Mayer, the co-founder of MGM. Garland was given stimulants to keep her slim and alert for as long as possible, after which she was given sleeping pills to help her rest, followed by more stimulants to keep her alert. Types of drugs like amphetamines and barbiturates were probably used on her, and her heavy addiction eventually led to her death at the age of 47. Number 5. Producer Paul Byrne, who married Jean Harlow, is said to have committed suicide in their home in 1932. The police discovered a peculiar message he had written to Harlow expressing regret about what he had done to her. The last line stated, "You understand that last night was only a jest." No one could make sense of his words, and Harlow refused to answer any questions. Prior to marrying Harlow, Byrne had a serious relationship with a woman named Dorothy Millett. When she fell into a coma, doctors told Byrne that she would never awaken. 10 years passed, but by then, he had met and married Jean Harlow, and his life had changed. After learning that Millett had awakened from her coma and wanted to see him, Byrne invited her to their home and is believed to have forced his wife to leave the house that evening, possibly after an argument. After being missing for 9 days, Byrne's body was found, along with a gun and a strange letter. Following a disappearance of 9 days, Millett's body was discovered in a river with suspicions of suicide. Number 4. Let's look at this one positively by discussing the time Carol Brady went on a date with her son, except for the fact that she didn't. Florence Henderson, who played Carol on the famous TV show The Brady Bunch in the 1970s, actually went on a date with Barry Williams, who played her oldest son on the show. Williams wrote about it in his autobiography, Growing Up Brady, I Was a Teenage Greg, published in 1992. They went out for dinner when he was 16 years old and she was 36. But it's important to note that the date ended with a kiss on the cheek, and Henderson went back home to her husband and 4 children. "I had no idea that's what he intended," Henderson said. Still, it's an interesting story. Number 3. Joan Crawford is said to have appeared in an adult film as a teenager, just before she became famous. When she later became a major star and signed a contract with MGM Studios, they were desperate to locate and destroy the film before it could harm her career. Eddie Mannix, a well-known studio fixer working at MGM, may have collaborated with the Mafia to retrieve the film. They located some extortionists who offered to hand over the film in exchange for $100,000, a substantial sum at the time. One theory suggests that Mannix merely delivered the money. Another theory is that he proposed $25,000 to the extortionists and threatened to have the Mafia kill them if they didn't take the money. However, the film was never released to the public. Number 2. Besides his outstanding performances in films like A Place in the Sun and From Here to Eternity, Montgomery Clift was a major Hollywood star in the late 1940s and early 1950s. However, his life took a dramatic turn after a shocking car accident. Clift was involved in a car accident while filming Raintree County. After a party at the home of fellow star Elizabeth Taylor, he crashed his car into a telephone pole. Fortunately, Taylor arrived just in time to save him and rescue him from the accident. Nonetheless, the accident presented numerous challenges for Clift. He had to undergo plastic surgery and 2 months of recovery before he could complete the film. Apart from the physical changes, the accident brought pain and disabilities to Clift. To alleviate the pain, he had to use addictive substances. While he continued to act in films after the accident, he was never the same, and he passed away at the age of 45. Montgomery Clift's life and career were filled with tragedy, offering a profound glimpse into the struggles of a Hollywood star. Number 1. While John Lennon was associated with many larger controversies throughout his life and after, one issue that seemed to captivate the public's attention was his statement that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus Christ. Initially, when it was published in the London Evening Standard in March 1966, it didn't create much of a stir. However, when it was reprinted in teen magazine Datebook 4 months later, controversy heated up. Some American radio DJs smashed Beatles records live on air and called for their listeners to send Beatles records and memorabilia to the radio station to be destroyed in a similar manner. Meanwhile, Lennon's song, Imagine, which sings about a world without religion, became an instant hit and is now considered a masterpiece. Which of these cases do you find the most shocking? Please let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day!